high.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is general question only. Like in Kafka and in Spring Boot, like in AWS also, there is a high throughput, high latency there, na sir? Hello?
Uh, Throughput and latency
Yeah, yeah,
anywhere, they are
yeah.
the common things in every framework it is available, right? Not only in AWS, not only in anywhere. Okay.
Yeah,
Throughput and latency is all depends on your the way you write the code, the way you orchestrated the code, the way you design the system, the way hardware is configured. A lot of things will be impacted in that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Throughput and latency, that all depends on your architecture. That doesn't come into AWS, or if AWS is there, high throughput, low latency. If Spring is there, high latency, low throughput, something like we cannot define them. They are general terms here.
What about fault tolerance, sir?
What is a fault tolerance? First of all, fault tolerance is a design pattern, right, sir?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Fault tolerance is a design pattern. What is fault? What is the meaning of fault tolerance? If I have a problem in one of my section, in one of my if I in one of my project, or one of the feature in my business, I have a problem in one of the feature in my business, that problem should not cascade to the entire business unit. I clearly mentioned in the during in the microservices design principles, fault tolerance, right? The fault
Yeah.
tolerance means I have a problem in one of the application, okay, or one of the feature, I have a problem. That problem should not cascade to the entire application. That is fault tolerance. It's a microservices design principle.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it, sir?
Yeah, got it. Like, uh, means like we have 10 services are there.
Mm-hmm.
If one instance will be down, remaining instance will immediately active. We can handle. We have to do that. That is the what.
Not like that. All 10 are active at any point of time. All 10 are active.
Oh,
Assuming that in one service, I wrote a infinite loop. Assuming that, just like, okay, I wrote
yeah.
for is equal to I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to a infinite loop. It will never end. And I create object in that loop. And memory will be consumed in that. And the service will be automatically stopped by the JVM. That impact will not, that problem will not impact to other services.
Okay.
Sir, by default, all 10 will start, sir. If one only down, it should make other 9 that not like that. All will be up only. If one is having some problem, that problem will not cause any impact to the other instances.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah. That's it, sir.
Okay. Is it a weekend impact? I don't know. But
Yeah.
today's class is very, very important, sir. It's a
Yeah.
very, very important class.
I thought weekend effect only. People will join later. Maybe.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
we can continue. That's what I can say. Okay.
Yeah. 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 They
I,
can. They have time now. They can.
yeah,
After you upload the video, they can
yeah,
able. They can listen.
the
Yeah.
correct. I don't want to stop here. I want to continue. It's up to them whether they can. Okay. Yeah, fine. So, by default, I thought of showing completely code over today, sir. Today is the code overview. Yesterday I explained the technical part, I mean theoretical part, right? So what exactly I mentioned here is the 2 to 5 minutes I'll take explanation only. I have total 5 microservices, sir. Order microservice, stock microservice, email microservice, SMS microservice, shipment microservice, right? What is the functionality of order microservice? It will take care of order management. What is the functionality of a stock service? Which will update the inventory. What is the functionality of email service? It sends an email to the customer. Functionality of SMS service, sending an SMS to the customer. Shipment service, it starts the shipment. This is what our functional element, our functional point, our business flow. It's a workflow, I can say. Okay. How we'll implement this workflow? Normally in order service.java, if payment is success, I'll call first stock service, I'll call email service, I'll call SMS service, I'll call shipment service. Okay. If my payment is completed, I'll call all these things, guys. Okay. 1 second, please. 1 second.
Good morning, sir.
Yep. So by default, order service.java, okay, where I'm going to write a code. If order object is getting success, payment is success, I'll call stock, I'll call email, I'll call SMS, I'll call shipment. So this is a workflow I created. Okay. But in this workflow, I have a problem in this workflow. I want to change the workflow because of some reasons. Okay. Now what I'll do here within shipment service, I want to stop the stock service in the workflow and I want to call the stock service only after the shipment is shipped. Within shipment service, if the order is shipped, then only I need to update my inventory. That is the flow I got it. If that requirement comes, what I need to do here, I need to stop my order service. Okay. I need to remove that code. I need to start my shipment service. I need to add the code here. So we need to change the code in order service and shipment service. But if any impact in order service, it is going to disturb the entire flow, right? That is a problem which we identified in a critical microservices flow. 1 calls 2, 2 calls 3, 3 calls 4, 4 calls 5, like that. In that, if the main service itself is having, we need to have an impact. It will, even though all services are up, there is no use here. That's why a new event-driven architecture we are introducing to minimize these failures. What I need to do here, what I'll do here, I want to remove the tightly coupled nature between order service to other services. Order service should not directly call stock service. Order service should not directly call email service. Order service should not call directly SMS service. I should remove the coupling nature between order service to other services. What I want here, let order service only one functionality. Once the payment is completed, it will push the data to the queue. It's a temporary area. It pushes the data to the queue. Automatically event. What is the event here? What is the event here? Pushing the data to the queue is an event for me. Once the data is entered into the queue, automatically stock service will monitor that queue. Email service will monitor that queue. SMS service will monitor that queue. Shipment service will monitor that queue. I will create a workflow like that. I will write a code. Hey, there is a queue here. Stock service, please monitor that queue. Email service, please monitor that queue. SMS service, please monitor that queue. I'll do that actually. I'll create a workflow like that. So what is my order service code here? If I write that particular line, pushing the data to the queue, then any changes in the workflow, order service will not be impacted. Order service will not be impacted. So for example, what I'll do in this case, I will remove the bonding in the workflow itself, not in the order service, because order service is no more related to calling stock service, email service. It is no more related. I will remove the bonding in workflow, some workflow which I am going to create, and I'll only stop shipment service and I will add the code. With this kind of approach, there is no business loss for me. My order service will be up and running always. Right? So this I want to show you practically now. This I want to show with code. Everyone got clear understanding of what is the event-driven architecture. Everyone is clear understanding of what exactly the flow and what is I am going to showcase. Is it clear, everyone? Any questions here, guys, on this explanation as of now?
So, sir, basically we are pushing an event and somebody is subscribing to that event, right, sir? In this architecture.
Exactly, correct. We are pushing an
Makes
event.
sense.
Exactly. We are pushing an event,
Right.
and somebody is subscribing to that event. Exactly, correct.
Right.
Okay.
They will just, it's all passively it happens. It is not like active involvement, whenever.
Correct. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yes. But, sir, why we need to push? Why we need to subscribe? This is the reason. In some cases, pushing the data and subscribing to the event is also sometimes important. That is the flow I want to teach here. So a lot of people, hey, push the data, subscribe. But I have a question. Why I need to push? Why I need to subscribe? Why this entire infrastructure? To achieve a loosely coupled nature. To achieve a loosely coupled nature. Okay? Right.
Not only loosely, right? Also, like they subscriber can be active anytime, and publisher can be active anytime, and
Correct.
they are independent of each other completely, right?
That is loosely coupled, right?
Right. Makes sense.
That is what that is itself is loosely coupled, right, sir? Yeah, independent at any point of time. And yesterday, Chaitanya, I think Chaitanya, he mentioned also where what is the point here? Asynchronous mechanism improve the performance, parallel processing. That is also another advantage. Parallel processing. Here sequential, right? In the previous flow, sequential. First, it should call stock service. After stock service is called email service. After email service is called SMS service. After SMS service is done, shipment service. In my Spring Boot batch, I explained with an example with home loan. The same scenario. I mean, in Spring Boot, our Spring Boot, I have a batch, right? I explained the same example with home loan, but similar scenario here. So by default, order service is going to process like this. Okay, right. Now, I hope everyone is clear. Any other questions so far on understanding this? Yeah.
One quick question, sir. If there is a shipment, we need to detect the stock, right? For example, there are like 100 AC units, right? If we ship like 50 units, we may have to detect that amount, right? From the stock.
Correct.
Are they not dependent on each other?
It's your business design, sir. Whether if you feel that if you feel that they are dependent, you can write in the shipment service itself. For me, what I'll do here, I will write the deduction portion in the stock service. I will write the shipment information in the shipment service. But if you feel that both are, it's a business logic where you want to write what you want to write, it's your choice. Okay. But ultimately, what is the decision making? If any changes in the shipment flow, it should not impact stock flow. If any change in the stock flow should not impact shipment flow. If you can able to achieve that lane, or if you're able to achieve that smart lane, you can do anything. Ultimately, what I need here, if one of the service or if one of the functionality is not able to up or something down, it should not impact the others. If you're able to derive to that conclusion, anything you can write anywhere. Okay.
Right.
Correct. Sir, whatever you are explained, same behavior also for Kafka.
I'm coming there now. I'm coming there now. That is what I'm coming now. Okay. What workflow, what exactly the things I'm going to coming now. Yes. Here. Now, do we need to create an infrastructure or we have a existing infrastructures are already available? Now, the next point is that now, Vijay, you told everything superb. Now we got a good story. Now we need to create this infrastructure, right? Workflow, right? What is that workflow? What is that workflow? Some queue should be there. Some monitoring should be there. I need to tell watch here, I need to tell watch here, I need to tell watch this. And this infrastructure should be created. Do we need to create that infrastructure? The next question come into picture. Or do I need to have only one queue? Queue is what? What is the meaning of queue? First in, first out. Queue is first in, first out, right, sir? So when stock service is processing, I mean, the data will be lost from the queue, right? Whether email service will have the data, SMS service will have the data, shipment service will have the data. What is a queue? We go to the theater, we'll stand in a queue. If first person only takes the ticket, others can see the movie. Everyone should take the ticket, right? That is also okay. So now we need to think of a workflow here, where there are couple of systems are already introduced in Java. Developer no need to write any code. This is not only with respect to Spring Boot, the workflow we can use in other products also. Okay, where JMS, Java Messaging System, RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, IBM Queues, Kafka. These are the frameworks are available already in Java. You no need to write that infrastructure. Just you should know how to use this infrastructure. Understand, sir? Hey, how to create a queue using this infrastructure, how to subscribe, how to push, how to subscribe. That entire workflow, you should have an idea on this. Okay, so what is the meaning here internally? In microservices event-driven architecture, I can achieve through these agents or through these workflow systems. Pushing the data and subscribing the data. That is what I am referring in an event-driven architecture. For achieving a loosely coupled architecture, we can use this using these frameworks, right? That is what I am, Vinod, I am telling here. That is what I'm about to say, but you mentioned here. Okay. Now, which one I need to use? You are telling lot of names here. Which one I need to use? JMS is good. RabbitMQ is good. ActiveMQ is good. IBM queues are good. Kafka is good.
Kafka is good.
Why? You're a fan of Kafka? I'll tell that RabbitMQ is good.
But RabbitMQ, it will support request and it will get immediate response, synchronous. It will most, but Kafka, it will support asynchronous, fire and forget, and that retention also we can increase how much time you can keep the message. But ActiveMQ, if the message after getting a success, the message won't be appear. We won't see. That is the
RabbitMQs are
yeah.
used only
Go
for
ahead.
Java application. For other frameworks, we cannot use RabbitMQ.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe. Okay.
correct.
Go ahead. Please go ahead. You're telling something. Go ahead. Mr. Vinod, you are telling something, or can I start?
No, you can
good.
start. You can start.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
my
yeah,
side,
just-
that's it.
Yeah. My perspective, sir, in my perspective, okay, it's not like that where we have a asynchronous. First of all, queue itself is asynchronous. Queuing itself is asynchronous. Means fire and forget. Queuing itself means it's not that only Kafka is doing, but not others. What is a queuing? Publisher sends a message and publisher will not wait till subscriber is getting completed or not. Queuing itself is asynchronous. Fire and forget. All system, JMS, RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, IBMQs, Kafka, everything they will take care. Queuing mechanism. Okay. Within the queue also, when stock service picked the item from the queue, that's a regular flow. Whether you use Kafka or RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, JMS, once you receive a message from the queue, the regular logic is same. It will not differ anything. Okay. On the behavior point of view, all the queues are same. Asynchronous, fire and forget. Second point, Kafka or anything, whether any item you read from the queue, it will be lost actually. Queue means first in, first out. That's the default nature of queue. But you need to add a separate code on a retention policy. You want to keep that item again. You want to keep that. So that is you need to handle from a design point of view. Okay, lot of people having some miscommunication or a some kind of design ideas which is different. Okay, I don't want to go lot of depth here because it's a big ocean. If I go there, right, again, sir, you are going out of topic and you are teaching a lot of things. So okay, I don't want to go there here. But and one more point, someone mentioned, I didn't remember, I didn't saw the name. Okay, RabbitMQ for Java. It's not like that, sir. Any system I can work with RabbitMQ. Any system I can work with RabbitMQ. But
no, that ActiveMQ and RabbitMQ are the implementation of JMS.
yeah. Correct. Yes. I mean, JMS have a lot of disadvantages. From JMS, these two came. Exactly. Correct. JMS has a lot of disadvantages.
No. JMS is not a framework. It is an like JP. It is a specification. So RabbitMQ and ActiveMQ are implementations of JMS.
Sir, by default, JMS is also initially in the initial world, JMS is there. Okay, it's not like a specification. Initial in the olden days of Java, JMS is a separate thing is there where request queue, response queue are there. But we have a problems in that architecture and slowly they are introduced based on the limitations of those architecture. JMS is there. It's not a specification. We have a framework is there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We don't want to go there. Please don't mind. It's a separate topic. We don't want to go there here. Okay. Now, here, the point which Minod mentioned here, retention policy, right? Just I want to give my opinion on the retention policy. Just I want to give my opinion. Okay. What is the opinion is, sir, when I process an item, why I need to keep in the queue again? When I process my item, why I need to keep the queue? Why I need to keep in the queue again? Because the reason is, in this example only you can see, once order payment is completed, this order object should be shared to stock and email and SMS and shipment. Correct, right? Sir, when I place an item into the queue, okay, why I should retain that item into the queue? That's the question. It's a design question. Everyone is clear, right? Whatever Vinod is mentioned on the retention point of view, I am mentioning in this example only, we can clearly say that, okay, what is that I'm going to say here? By default, once the order is placed, it's not only for a single service. It should be for multiple services, right? Stock, email, SMS. Now, once a stock service is done, by default, queue will delete that item. After queue is getting deleted, I need to tell that don't delete here. Just retain that. And so that email will take it up. And again, once email is done, don't delete, retain it. So that is a retention policy. Lot of people think that Kafka is internally having. Is that correct, Vinod? Whatever you are thinking, whatever I said is correct. That is what matching. That is what your point. Mr. Vinod?
Yes, it's correct. Sorry, I was in
Yeah,
mute.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Now, but it is a little bit wrong. Yep, little bit wrong. In the way we understand, that's it. I mean, the flow is correct. The way we understand is little bit different here. But in Kafka, if at all you maybe worked on Kafka, I will ask a question here. Okay. Once order payment is completed, not only Vinod, everyone, I'll ask a question. Who worked on Kafka? Especially who worked on Kafka, this question. Okay. Now, do I need to keep one queue or one topic? In Kafka, we call that as a topic. Okay. Are multiple topics I need to create? I need to send that event to different topics. Are only one topic I need to keep? I need to retain and I need to make sure that all my workflow will be done with that topic. How it will be? Let me repeat my question. If you are not clear on my question, let me repeat my question. My business flow is what? My payment should be completed. Once the payment is completed, I need to place the data into a queue or a topic. Forget about the data structure, some memory area. Forget about the data structure. It's a queue or a topic. I don't care. Some memory area. And stock service should listen to that. Email service should listen to that. SMS service should listen to that. Shipment service should listen to that. In Kafka, what exactly, how can I achieve in Kafka? Whether I need to create multiple topics, stock topic, email topic, SMS topic, shipment topic, where my order object will go to all these topics and stock will process its own, email will process its own, SMS will process its own, or else I will keep only one topic, let one by one let it process. I will retain that message till all the systems are over. Which one is Kafka is preferring? Are you clear? Whatever I told is clear? Sir, whatever the question I asked, is it clear? First of all, question is clear?
No, it's not clear to me, sir.
Okay. You worked on Kafka, sir? Who asked? Who
Yes, sir.
told me? Yeah.
Yes, I worked on Kafka, sir. Yeah.
Fine. Now, what is the flow here, sir? Once order payment is completed, right?
Mhm.
I need to keep the data into the topic. Maybe can we call that as a queue as of now? Because queue is a
Right. Yes,
can we
yes.
forget about how Kafka is implementing data structure? Forget about it. We call normal word queue. Everyone is clear?
Right.
Please don't, sir, in Kafka queue is not there. Topic is okay. Forget about data structure and implementation. Okay. For me, Kafka is a system, okay, which is used to do a queue, asynchronous processing, which subscribing to publishing an event and subscribing to event. That is the only point I'm talking. Kafka is a system. I'll publish an event. I'll subscribe to an event, right?
Right.
Now, in this case, once order payment is completed, do I need to create only a single queue where first stock service will process? After that, I'll keep the item in the queue again. Then as email service will process. Again, I'll keep the same item in the queue. SMS service will process. Again, I'll keep the same item in the queue. Shipment service will process. Is that way I need to do in queue Kafka? Or else I'll create a stock queue separately, email queue separately, SMS queue separately, shipment queue separately, and order service will push the data into all these queues, stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue, and let them process asynchronous, let them process parallelly. Which one is? Yeah.
I will explain now. See,
Yeah.
if you create each queue for stock and email and SMS, it is like not loosely coupling. It's dependent on each other.
Exactly.
So that we have to go for Kafka. That is the point to go for Kafka. Kafka,
Correct.
it's that is the point. Yeah, that's it from my side.
I know that's it from your side, but does Kafka has an implementation,
So
a workflow
let me,
system?
you know,
Sir, 1 second, sir. 1 second. Please,
yeah.
I'll take your question. Give me 1 second. Please don't mind. Okay? Because I'm talking to I'll ask the question and I'll take your question. Please don't mind. Okay? Right. Vinod, my question is, does Kafka supports? Does Kafka workflow system has? Okay? Something like that, sending the data to the multiple queues without hard coding. Like order service, please they place the data into stock queue, please place the data into email queue, please place the data into SMS queue, please place the data into shipment queue. Do I need to write like that code? Or if I tell Kafka will send the message?
Will
You got my question, first of all?
yes, I got it.
Yeah, now
That will, yeah.
I think Devendra, you only
yes, yes.
yeah. Go ahead now. Now you can go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead now.
In Kafka terminology, it is called message broker, and each message broker has different partitions, right? So each partition to each partition, there can correspond one consumer group. In that consumer group, we can associate a number of consumers. Means here, these are the microservices, right? All those microservices can be clubbed together in a single consumer group, and that consumer group can read from one single partition.
Yeah.
I'm not asking Kafka architecture, sir.
Yeah. Now I got it, Vijay.
Mm-hmm.
See, that person Dev is telling what, now I got it. You told stock is one queue, email is one queue, SMS is one queue, na? But in Kafka cluster, which will having number of partitions. Stock is one partition, email is one partition, SMS is one partition, shipment is one partition. Like that, it will be divided. It will handle.
Sir, by default, okay, developer need to write a code. Yes, in this particular partition, in the cluster configuration, Kafka cluster, in this partition, we need to write a code which is, I feel, a limitation at Kafka side. Okay. Somewhere else I need to tell that order service queue item should go to these partitions. And I need to mention that I need to send the message to the group level so that it will cascade to all its partitions. But the workflow
Yes,
system,
it is all about configuration.
correct.
Only.
It is all about configuration.
Right.
Yes, exactly. It is all about configuration. Okay. Right. Now, especially in my perspective, RabbitMQ is a beautiful one. Okay. It is giving me an infrastructure. Okay. It is giving an infrastructure for me. Unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting, which Kafka does not have. We need to write a code for that. Okay. Purely, this is my perspective. I may be wrong. Please correct me also. But we need to write a code for this in Kafka. For what is that? Unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting. Okay.
No,
What is
Kafka also has this facility. Two configurations, we can do that.
I'm
Kafka
telling,
by
sir.
default will support broadcasting. Na?
That's what I'm. Okay, listen, sir. Okay. Yes, it will support, but I need to write a code. Configuration, we need to write it. Okay. Where that configuration is little bit, I feel that little bit tightly coupled. But with RabbitMQ, I can achieve easily. I am asking about the simplicity. Okay. I am not the fan of a RabbitMQ. I am not the marketing guy of RabbitMQ. Okay. I observed, it's purely my observation in microservices architecture. Rather than Kafka, RabbitMQ is more helpful to the developer to achieve a loosely coupled architecture on the queuing system. Kafka also supports. I am not telling that Kafka doesn't support. The configuration which I need to write little bit tightly coupled, not that much developer friendly. You will see the code. Now you worked on Kafka, right guys? You people worked on Kafka, right? Now I'll show you the code. Now you can think of how you wrote in Kafka, how we were implemented in RabbitMQ. You will compare that. Okay. The reason of I'm telling is, okay, unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting. What is unicasting? Same like WhatsApp. WhatsApp is
Casting means one-to-one.
yes, WhatsApp. Right? WhatsApp is having unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting, right? If I want to send a message to Vinod only, I'll go to Vinod. Hi Vinod, how are you? Okay. Now multicasting. Sir, today class is not there. Tomorrow class is not there. I want to communicate to this design pattern batch. I will select Vinod. I will select Praveen. I will select Dev. I will select all manually. I will create a group for that. And I'll send a message to the group. That message will be cascaded to all the members in the group. That is multicasting. Correct? Broadcasting is everyone. Whoever the contacts are in my group, broadcasting. So normal feature is WhatsApp is giving multicasting, unicasting, multicasting free. Broadcasting they charge. That is the WhatsApp, right? Similarly, RabbitMQ came with the same concept. It gave some kind of interfaces. Unicasting one interface, multicasting another interface, broadcasting another interface. It gave actual. And the implementation is very, very easy for us. It's a very developer friendly, very easy framework. You can see the code and you can assume. Okay. Very, very easy framework. What exactly I want to tell here is, I no need to send a message to each and every thing. I will create a workflow. In RabbitMQ, I'll create a workflow. What is that workflow? Payment exchange is my workflow here. Assuming some name I can give. I can create a workflow. Payment exchange. Once the payment is done, the exchange is payment exchange or payment workflow. I will create stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. I will create stock queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. All these queues, okay, I will attach to a workflow. Let me show you here. I will attach these queues to a particular workflow. I will create a workflow in RabbitMQ and I'll create I'll attach these 4 things to a what I can say here, workflow. I will create a workflow. I will attach this particular payment processing workflow. What is payment processing workflow here? Once the payment is completed, whatever the processing is there, what I will do here, I will take care of multicasting. In this workflow, I will take a design of multicasting. Individually, I will select stock queue. I have 100 queues. Total, I have 100 queues. But I want to select 4 queues only explicitly. I have a 4 queues explicitly, guys. 4 queues are explicit and you select like multicasting. And if I send a message to this workflow, I no need to select a stock. I don't know that also. As a developer, I don't know who is pushing the message to the flow. They don't know what queues are pertaining to that workflow. They don't know. I can only see payment processing workflow. That's it. I will send a message to the payment processing workflow. Let that workflow will multicast the message to different queues. And any changes in this workflow not impacting the, yes, for example, I want to remove the 6 stock queue. That's it I mentioned, right? I want to remove the stock queue. No changes to the publisher. Publisher is going to send. Publisher will not send a message directly to the queue. Publisher will not send a message directly to the queue. Please remember, order service.java is not communicating to a queue. Publisher will send a message to workflow. And the workflow will have internally the information at runtime. What are the queues are subscribed to that workflow? To those queues only it will send a message. And developer no need to write that workflow. Framework, RabbitMQ framework is internally creating 3 workflows here. Unicasting workflow, multicasting workflow, broadcasting workflow. And it's my design. Which workflow I can take here. In this case, I'll take multicasting workflow. And I'll create a multicasting workflow here that will have a combination of stock queue, email queue, SMS queue, shipment queue. Now, once order object payment is completed, this order will go to payment processing workflow. I will mention to RabbitMQ, hey, I'm giving this message to payment processing workflow. You take care. I'll give to RabbitMQ payment processing workflow. I'll give it. RabbitMQ internally checks in this workflow. These are the queues are binded. It will automatically post the message to in these queues. And it will take care. Any changes in the workflow, publisher is not impacted. And you no need to create that workflow. Just you need to define your workflow in the system. Same is available in Kafka also. But you need to write lot of configuration. Little bit difficult configuration. In RabbitMQ, simpler configuration. It is purely my perspective. I may be wrong also because every mindset is not same, right? I feel that RabbitMQ may be best tool for the microservices architecture. Easily I can handle unicasting. Easily I can handle multicasting. Easily I can handle broadcast. Because RabbitMQ is giving me 3 core interfaces: direct exchange, fan out exchange, topic exchange. Okay, for unicasting, for multicasting and broadcasting. If I send a message to this workflow, it will take care. This is a high level understanding. I don't want to go into the depth here. Okay, but do you agree, guys? What exactly I'm trying to say here? Only intention is how it is achieving loosely coupled nature. How it is achieving loosely coupled nature is publisher will send a message to the workflow only. He will not send a message to queue. If I write the queue, for example, if I am writing in the queue itself, assuming that order service.java, sir, okay, stock queue dot send, email queue dot send. If I write like this, again it will go to tightly coupled, right? Again it will go to tightly coupled, right? Yes, sir, guys. Rather than calling REST template, you are calling a queue here. Again, this will go to tightly coupled, right? So what I want to mention here, I don't want to write any dependency here. What I will write here in the order service.java, I will show you a code, guys. It's not the theory, sir. I will show you a code here. Order service.java. I will only write payment processing flow dot send message. That's it. I will write here. I will only write like this: payment flow dot send. RabbitMQ will have a payment flow, payment processing workflow. I can say that payment processing workflow RabbitMQ have, and whatever the message it will come to that workflow, it will send the message to these queues. At runtime, payment workflow can be modified at any point of time, which is not having any impact in the order service flow. You understand, sir? Everything? Maybe if you see the code, you'll understand more what I am trying to say. But theory wise, I mean, understanding the functional device. Any questions here, guys?
Sir, yeah, sir, one question, sir, like between one queue and multiple queue, which one is better, sir? At that point, I did not catch you clearly. So putting a separate queue for each microservice is better, right?
Correct. Putting a separate queue for each and every microservice is a better option, because I
Right,
don't
sir.
want to retain. I'll process it again. I'll retain. I'll process it again. I'll retain. It's not might not be feasible option. The better option is putting a different queue for each and every microservice is a better option.
Right, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Vinod, go ahead. You're asking something, Vinod, or
Yeah.
someone? Yeah.
Sure. Actually, you are telling RabbitMQ is better. Then nowadays, like why sir, Kafka is much popular and lot of while in job search also they are asking only Java plus Kafka. I seen in Naukri. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Like any
I'll
different,
explain. Yeah,
any
I'll explain.
different.
I'll explain. Okay. First point is RabbitMQ is licensed. Kafka is open source. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But the licensing cost is nominal cost. It's not a very big cost. Okay. Second point is, okay, the second point is lot of job codes are on Kafka. I might not agree with that. Might not. I'm telling that no, it's wrong. I'm not telling like that. Okay. Maybe the domain you are and the projects you handle, the people associated with you did not get exposure towards to that. At a overall picture, RabbitMQ is dominating the queuing systems, especially Spring Boot with microservice architecture is concerned. Whenever your project is in Spring Boot and microservice architecture, to achieve a loosely coupled system, RabbitMQ is preferable. But if you develop in other languages, other frameworks, RabbitMQ might not fit for all the other frameworks, like Kafka fits. Take a scenario, Twitter. Okay? Twitter. Right? Narendra Modi sent a statement. Hey, I will win some these seats, these many number of seats. He tweeted. With that tweet, lot of subgroups, lot of chains. That entire architecture, Kafka is the best. Message broker. I will, that entire architecture, Kafka is the best for that. Where I'll send a message and that message will be retweeted into different groups. On top of that, again, different groups. On top of that, again, different groups. Something like a discussion point like Twitter, Kafka is the best. RabbitMQ will not fit there. RabbitMQ will fit only in case of Spring Boot and microservice architecture. The reason is unicasting, multicasting, broadcasting. I don't have that complex like Twitter, LinkedIn, all those, that complex architecture is not with me. For me, I have this workflow, do it with a minimal code. Minimal code. I can write in 5 minutes in RabbitMQ. In Kafka, not like that. Still, I can use Kafka here, but microservice architecture, I feel that it is easy. Maybe if the job portal you are thinking only Kafka, if you see Spring Boot with Kafka, Spring Boot with RabbitMQ, lot of openings with RabbitMQ. With Spring Boot is concerned, it is my observation. Okay. The reason, only reason is it is having, you see the code, you will come to know. And the third point is, lot of people don't know that RabbitMQ has this feature. The third point I want to say, lot of people don't know. Technical adoption, I can say. Okay. For example, Vinod, you there, you're an architect for your company. Okay. You don't know that RabbitMQ. You'll go with Kafka only and you'll go with that only. Technical adoption is the third point. So these are the things here. But I'm telling again, I'm not the sales guy of RabbitMQ.
No, that's
Okay.
one difference. I think one more difference is that RabbitMQ is not distributed in nature, right? So,
Yeah.
But Kafka we can deploy.
RabbitMQ is distributed. You can have a
Yes.
cluster with
Yes.
nodes as well.
Exactly. It's nodes as well. Yes. But it's correct only. There's a complexity is if your node size is increasing, right? If node size is increasing, cost is increasing. It's light in cost. Okay. And I can add one more point, sir. What is the processing time? I have 1 million messages, sir. Okay. I have 1 million messages. Already 1 million messages are there. 1 million, one message is coming now. What is the average processing time it will take to process the message? Kafka take or RabbitMQ takes. Whether it's an clustered architecture node, I don't want. Already 1 million messages are there and 1 million, 1 million, one message I am placing. What is the average response time I can expect? Any idea?
It should be similar.
Similar means what is a timeline? Maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, 1 minute, something, some timeline. Anyone assume that you people worked on Kafka, right? How much time you observed in Kafka? Maybe not even 1 million, some number, 1 lakh, 1 crore, 10,000, whatever, some number.
Yeah, I see thousands of messages processed under a minute, sir, for RabbitMQ.
0.001 milliseconds. 0.001 milliseconds with RabbitMQ. Kafka, I cannot say the number. I don't have. Okay. But it is fast compared to Kafka. Compared to Kafka, even though it's clustered architecture, RabbitMQ without node also, without cluster also, we can achieve that. But if you feel that you want a clustered, you need to pay some extra cost on top of the regular license. Okay. But the only point here is if you see the code, right, guys, after seeing the code, you will come to know what exactly this RabbitMQ. Initially, I also used Kafka for the 4 years back. Okay. One of my architect, he told these entire things. Then we got some new direction and we use this implementation. Okay. That's fine. That is whether you use Kafka or whether you use RabbitMQ doesn't matter. Ultimately, what we need here, loosely coupled architecture. Like any change in my workflow should not impact my work, should not impact my auto service. That is what I need, right, sir? What is the target for me? What exactly a target for me? If I change in workflow, like my stock service should be updating only once the shipment is completed. That is my business decision change. Previously, I used to update at the beginning. Now I don't want to update at the beginning. I want to update once the shipment is done. That's a business decision I have. To implement that business decision, I don't want to stop my order service. That is my ultimate goal. Whether I can use Kafka, whether I can use RabbitMQ, whatever it may be, I want to achieve the task here. Right? Clear, sir? Yeah. Any other questions here on this as of now?
No, sir, actually, we use all these three MQs, IBM, RabbitMQ, and Kafka. But the main difference that I saw is when we talk about Kafka, we use it for data warehouse and then the big data workloads.
Correct.
We
Exactly.
send it to
Correct.
them, and then for
Exactly.
microservice to microservice, it's always RabbitMQ, IBM MQ, because we
Correct.
don't have any other
Exactly.
option.
No, we can achieve also. With RabbitMQ, we can achieve, but complex code we need to write.
Yeah, complex code, yes.
Chaitanya is correct. Vinod, you just now you saw that, right? For any big data processing, for any message queue brokering processing, message queue processing, message side, like Twitter, I told an example, right? We'll use Kafka. For Spring Boot and microservices, best architecture is RabbitMQ. Okay. And we have ActiveMQ is there, sir, which is not licensed and does not have that many features. But somehow if I have a static workflow, it will not change at all. Then I'll go with ActiveMQ also. And JMS is completely outdated because of its design. Okay, right. Yeah. Any other question, guys, as of now? I think people might join very late. A lot of people, maybe you can go through I mean, it's nothing I discussed here. Okay. But you can go through that discussion whenever you get a time. Right. So everyone is clear. Can we go to the code point of view? Praveen, you have any other questions on top? Can we go to the code? Is he not there? I saw Praveen only. Okay, I think he left. Okay, that's fine. Right. Ramesh, are you comfortable, Ramesh? I never heard your voice till now. Mr. Ramesh.
Hi, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'll come back.
Okay, thank you. Right. Anil. Anil. Mr. Anil.
Yeah, fine, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah, thank you. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is I created the project here. Everything now code will see here. Now, I'll increase the zoom, sir. You saw this, sir? Same whatever I told I implemented. Workflow configuration. The bottom one will come from bottom to top. Okay. You'll come to know it based on this architecture and you'll come to write what I wrote inside that. Just like you'll come to know, right? Workflow integration. Okay. I created a workflow. What is the workflow? Payment processing workflow. I created. I added queues to that workflow. That's it. This is a separate microservice for me. Okay. UI service. Once my order is payment is completed, triggering point. Once my order payment is completed, I'll push the data to the workflow. That is a UI service. Why a UI means something like my payment is completed, right? that is some I mean, it's a one microservice where payment processing event. Workflow is some kind of workflow name I create, payment processing workflow, order processing workflow, some kind of workflow I'll create. In that I'll write queues here. I'll create a queues, and what is the loosely coupled code I'll write? If I send any message to this workflow, that message will be sent to all the queues. UI services, once the payment is completed, it will send that order object to the workflow system. Any change in the workflow, no impact to UI service. Any change in the UI service, no impact to workflow. Right? Maybe instead of UI service, can I call order service? Okay, maybe somehow order service, something like in, okay. UI service, I call that as order service. Yeah, I'll rename that. Guys, renaming I got, okay. Previously, I used to rename this, guys, but it's not giving any idea, anyone. Previously, I used to rename this. I have an option Eclipse actually. Now I'm not seeing that. Is it Eclipse? They removed that feature. Any idea, anyone?
Refactor and rename. Refactor.
Go to refactor.
Refactor. Oh, here it moved. Okay. Sorry. Order service. Instead of UI service, I'll say order service, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, after that, once order is placed, stock service, SMS service, shipment service, email service. 4 services are getting processed. Once the order service is push the data to the workflow, once the order service is push the data to the workflow, it will talk to email, it will talk to shipment, it will talk to SMS, it will talk to stock. That is how this picture. Now, initially what I'll do here, initially I'll go with regular flow only. In the workflow, I will add all the queues. What all the queues? Email queue, shipment queue, SMS queue, stock queue. I will add. I will send a message. Everything is good. Now, I will introduce a change. I will stop the stock queue. I will stop the workflow. Sorry, stock queue I will not stop. I'll only stop the workflow. I'll only stop the shipment. Then I will implement the change. I will only stop the workflow where I'll tell I'll remove the stock queue from the workflow. I will handle in the shipment. I will not disturb my order service. I will not disturb other services. Only workflow will be impact. Workflow I will stop it. Shipment only I will stop it. My business will not be impact. That I will showcase. That I will showcase here. Clear? The project structure is clear? Is the project structure is clear, sir? Right. Can we go to the code, guys? Is the project structure is clear? Can we go to the code?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right. Now, what I'll do here in the pom.xml, I used AMQP. This is a dependency. Some other dependencies are there. Please ignore that. They are not required. Okay. I implemented in my real time. I moved that code to here. Copy paste. These dependencies came. Only important factor is AMQP. Asynchronous message queue processing. RabbitMQ dependency. Like Kafka will add a dependency, right? Here also we'll add the dependency of AMQP. Okay. And these are my configuration. Localhost is the where my RabbitMQ exists. Default port number of RabbitMQ is 5672. Default port number of RabbitMQ is 5672. And username and password to connect to the RabbitMQ is this. This is the configuration of connecting to RabbitMQ. I added a dependency called as AMQP, asynchronous message queue processing, and we added the dependency, we added this configuration so that by Spring Boot, you no need to add a code. You no need to add a code like how database connection is made, right? A driver manager, session factory, entity manager factory, how it is made, right? Similar way, this is going to make a connection. You no need to write a code to connect to RabbitMQ. This is the dependency. This is the configuration. Luckily, it will have a separate dashboard, sir. It will have a dashboard. Does Kafka has a dashboard internally? Does Kafka has a dashboard where I can see the messages?
Yeah. Like offset controller.
Yep. It's a third party, not given by this one. But this is given by RabbitMQ itself. So this is the queues and this is exchanges. I'll show you this. Once I'll write a code. Payment exchange, you saw here. There is an exchange, it's payment exchange, which is a fan out, which is broadcasting. This is internal to RabbitMQ, guys. If I see payment exchange, email queue is binding, SMS queue is binding, shipment queue is binding. Without touching my code, I can unbind. I can add also. Add a binding also. Okay. Without touching my code from workflow itself, without touching my code from workflow itself, I can remove, I can add. It's not available in Kafka. That I am sure, 100% sure. This case is not available in, I cannot do dynamically on the Kafka configuration. Here, no one will go to RabbitMQ UI, they will do that. It is a proprietary administrator permissions, lot of permissions are there, but I can do from UI itself. If you want to bind a queue, if you want to unbind a queue, you can do like this. So that is an exchange where I configured. So whenever I send a message to this exchange, it will send the message to all these queues. You no need to go to email queue send, SMS queue send, shipment queue send. You no need to send a message like this. Whenever you say, it will send a message to all these queues here internally. Clear? There are a lot of things are in RabbitMQ, but we are not going that. Here through code only or without code also we can create, through code also we can create, where it is tell what is the message rate, how much time it is taking message, and you want to publish a message, you want to delete a message, everything you can handle through RabbitMQ dashboard. Everything will handle through RabbitMQ RAS dashboard, and it is automatically configured, okay, with best infrastructure for Spring. Right. Now, how, just like how we created. So let me remove this guy, because I don't want to do here. And queues also I'll remove. You no need to remove from code also we can remove. Just I want to show with a clean slate. Clean slate I want to show here. So no workflow and no queues here. The different queues. They are not
What
important.
What about
Yes.
direct and
Yeah.
topic
Yeah.
and fan out?
Direct is unicasting. Topic is multicasting. Fan out is broadcasting. I told right? RabbitMQ is having three flavors, right? If you want to send a message to a single queue, direct exchange. If you want to send a message to multiple queues, selectively you will select like a group message, topic exchange. If you want to send a message to all the members in all the queues, fan out. There are three mechanisms of RabbitMQ. I can create a workflow with these things, and if I send to workflow, it will take care. Understand?
What about headers?
Header exchange is there, sir, dynamically. What I mean to say that, for example, stock is the keyword is there. It will go to stock queue. Assuming that I'll tell that any stock keyword is there, go to stock queue. Okay, forget about it. If I have a GPay queue. If I have a phone pay queue. If I have a UPI queue, debit card queue, credit card queue. I have different payment systems, sir. Based on what selected to that system, I will send it. Okay, sir. I need a queue where key and value pair I want. That is header exchange. Key is payment, value is equal to GPay. At runtime, it will check the header.key, header.value. It is only communicating between header exchanges, a key value pair. With key and value pair, it will connect rather than string comparison. We have a routing key and binding key. It's a 2 to 3 hours topic, sir. RabbitMQ is a 2 to 3 hours topic here. Okay, you will get all those things here. Okay, we do just like if you have a time, you go through that. Otherwise, if some people are asking me to take a workshop on this, I'll take a workshop. I'll invite also. Okay, right.
Yes.
Clear? Right. Any questions here, guys? Everyone is clear?
Sir, do we have any document for RabbitMQ?
RabbitMQ, I prepared a PowerPoint, sir. Okay, I'll show you that PowerPoint. If it is useful, I'll share it. What I prepared is for my class. I prepared. I need to teach as part of Spring Boot. I'll teach RabbitMQ as well as Kafka, sir. As part of my topic, I'll teach RabbitMQ as well as Kafka. For that, I prepared. If you feel that it is useful for you, I'll share. This is the RabbitMQ infrastructure, publisher, consumer, binding, and queues, direct exchange. This is a code. Fan out exchange. This is a code. Topic exchange. This is the code. Header exchange. Key and value pair I mentioned, right? Department is a key. Value is admin. This is a code. If you want, I can share this information.
Yes, sir. We want this, please.
Yeah, please share me, sir, in the Google. Whenever we have time, we will.
Yeah. So by default, sir, if you understand this example, right, you can easily get that.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
I'll share this. I'll
Sir.
share this. Yeah.
Sir, we are implementing SagaBit. Is that right,
Mhm.
sir?
Yeah, we are going to. Yes.
Actually, in the interview, they are asking about there is two type of implementation of Saga, choreography and
Yes.
orchestration.
Correct.
So this one using RabbitMQ, what we want to achieve, choreography or orchestration?
By default, both are two different terms, sir. RabbitMQ is different. Choreography orchestration is different. There is no linkage, sir. Both are
Okay,
two
so
different concepts.
in future we will go to that topic.
Yes, yeah, not in, yeah, it's part of my course. Saga design pattern is part of my course.
Okay, so I think, sir, Saga pattern is not yet started.
Not it started. You're going to start.
Okay, thank you.
It's going to start. Okay. So I am taking an order which is more useful, which is most important. In that order, I'm going. Saga real-time usage is less. Interview more. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll cover that. Yeah. Clear? I'll share that RabbitMQ and this code. Once I explain this code, I'll.
Hello.
Yes.
For this transaction management in microservices applications, there are a lot of third-party tools are there, right? So to manage the transaction and monitor those transactions. So I am correct, right?
Yes, sir. I told in the while I'm teaching the limitations of microservices, right, sir? I told at the time there are a lot of
No,
third-party too.
Yes.
There are a lot of third-party tools are there, but I feel not much use. The best usage is whenever a failure is there, you need to retry the failure rather than rolling back the transaction.
No, there is a very popular tool from IBM Transaction Manager. It is widely used across the industries, what I know. Likewise, there are several other tools also to monitor the transactions.
Sir, yes. By default, again, my answer is same. There are lot of tools available in market for efficient managing the transactions. Distributed transaction with two-phase commit. Distributed transaction with two-phase commit. Lot of tools are available. When not Springboard, when microservices architecture is concerned, we can use any tool, but I feel that it is prior to using the tool, prior to usaging of the tool, the best practice in microservices is we don't want to roll back the things here. We need to retry the case. First of all, whether IBM is giving, some XYZ giving, some ABC is giving. First of all, we don't have a concept of rollbacking transaction management in microservice, as every service is independent and every service will take care of processing. Okay. Whenever a failure is there, the failure is intermittent. I told this is almost 2 hours. This same topic I told in my limitations of microservices. Okay.
There is
It
a
may
design
be.
pattern also. There is a design pattern also. Retry design pattern.
Yes.
Also there.
Retry design pattern is resiliency 4J is there, sir.
Yes. It is
But
coming under that.
yes, it's resiliency 4J. Retry pattern is there. But as long as I have a circuit with open status, off open, close status, we don't require to use retry pattern. I mean, there are a lot of things are there, sir. Okay. Just like in place of, I shown you the configuration, right? Open status, off open status. There I can write a retry configuration and it will retries. Retries how many attempts you want, it will retry that. Okay. But the intention of transaction management is right. Lot of people will confuse in interview. Okay. Everyone will have their own interpretations, but our interpretation is any failure is happened. Failure is intermittent. Few cases it will come. It may be user input problem. It may be system downtime or system unavailability. But apart from that, software failure will be very, very less. And we don't want to roll back the things here. For that, we'll have a separate mechanism in case of failure. That's the point I want to stress. Okay, right. Okay, sir. I'll stop and we'll continue. I have a 9 o'clock. I have a class. I need to take a bath and I need to, okay. Right. Any others, guys? I'll share this information. Okay. Fine. Any other things, right?
That coding part is not completed till now, right?
I explained only the project. What is the architecture? Coding project I'm going to take in Monday, and I'll explain the code and I'll execute the code. What I'll do here, first I will show you the code with all the queues in the place. After that, I will not stop all the services. I will only stop the workflow service. I'll not stop the auto service. And I'll tell you how stock is going to impact that I'm going to showcase.
So please share that RabbitMQ PPT.
I told I'm going to share, right? Okay. Fine. Thanks everyone, guys. Have a great day. We'll meet Monday. Thank you.